was just like Aaron, she says in a whisper, finally breaking through those repetitions. I tense up and look at her. Aya sniffs and adjusts her glasses. She was so close to passing on, a month away. All of her unfinished business was completed and she was almost done with her last class. We were talking about how she was going to visit her family one last time, and then she sobs and hugs my waist until my ribs ache. It happened in our dorm right before we went to bed. I had to change rooms after that, otherwise I'd never be able to sleep again. I'm so sorry, Aya, I say, slightly relieved to know what didn't happen in our current dorm. I should have told you, but it was so disturbing. Though we had been told about twisted ghosts, this was the first time I observed it myself, and talking about it just makes it real, Rafe says, finishing her sentence. Aya nods. I stroke her hair and try to meet Rafe's eyes. Apart from rubbing my back, he still hasn't moved. Terror tenses his face and saps color out of his skin. What we just saw was horrible, way worse than anything I could have come up with. That kind of end scares me too, but I'm still too numb to feel it. The doors open and Mr. Q leads the other teachers and Kaz inside. They're all disheveled and, though I can't be positive, missing some of their number. Everyone in the room turns to face them and Landon stops pacing, arms crossed over his chest, the tendons on his neck standing out. Mr. Q walks to the center of the room, his face somber and a little haggard. As most of you know, Abby Jacobs and Mark Ross have both become the victims of a twisting. His voice cracks a little. We have dealt with the matter as well as we know how. The rest of you are currently safe. My stomach pops. Dealt with? What exactly does that mean? They didn't get rid of them somehow, did they? Nausea sweeps over me as I glance at Landon, who's glaring hard at the headmaster and clenching his fists so tight that yellow jumps across his knuckles. He looks like he's about to blow. Though we can't take this matter very seriously, and that our top priority is to keep all of you safe and hope you pass on without incident, Mr. Q continues. Classes will be canceled Monday. You are all free to go back to your dorms whenever you're ready, but our counselors are available for anyone who wants to talk. Landon scoffs. Right, talking's going to do us a fat lot of good while we wait around here to get X'd. Mr. Q lifts a hand. I understand you're upset, but we really are doing everything we can. Not everything. A growl rumbles under Landon's words and fire sparks in his eyes. We could go after the Xers ourselves, take them out before they take us out. The students around me murmur and Aya tenses in my arms. Out of the corner of my eye, I catch Dimple Piercing chewing on a thumbnail, her brows wrinkled with worry. She catches my glance but looks away quickly, and I turn my attention back to Landon. Is he serious? Not only is it a terrible idea that might just create more Xers out of pure revenge or plain fear, but it's all kinds of wrong. There has to be a better way. Kaz steps forward. You know why we won't do that, Landon. The best thing we can do is lay low, help every student find their bodies, and pass on peacefully. Why can't one of us just appear to them, I ask? Show them that there's no reason to X us in the first place. Landon rolls his eyes so hard I'm sure he can see the back of the room. You think we haven't tried that before? Every time a ghost tries to reveal themselves to an Xer, they attack with fire and iron. There's also the fun little fact that if they have the right training, they can use their spells to attach us to an object and X us that way. They don't listen because they don't want to listen, and they never will. People like that can't change. My skin tingles with terror. Well, that just made things way scarier. We're not killing them, Kaz says. Besides, the more of us that are seen by Xers, the easier it is for them to find our bodies in the first place. There's a reason we've never gone public to the soup world. It's too dangerous. Landon sneers at the ghost guide. I can't believe you're still on their side, even after you realize they were wrong. My chest tightens as Kaz's eyes drop to the ground for a moment and then jump back up to Landon. I'm not on their side, but I don't think the solution is to do to them what they're doing to us. So, you want us to hide here instead, Landon says, just waiting to get twisted. Great plan, Chief. You used to be one of them. How do you know you're not still working with them? Got turned into a ghost to try and hunt the rest of us down and serve us up to the rest of your Xer buddies. Hands clenched, Cass takes a step forward. That's enough. Mr. Q's voice booms with a supernatural power that vibrates the floor. The last thing we need to be doing is turning on each other. We are all emotional from what we just witnessed. For now, we stick to the original plan. When tempers have cooled and we've all gotten rest, we can discuss a new strategy. But for now, this conversation is over. With a snarl, Landon stomps out of the rec center and into the snow outside. I get why he's angry, but Cass is right. We can't just go around killing a bunch of people. Murder sprees don't tend to end well for anybody, and they definitely don't convince people you're harmless. Then again, we've got to do something other than hang around here hoping to get everything done before our bodies are desecrated. I rub my temples as all this new information pounds against them. Xers can attach ghosts to objects with spells. They can attack with special weapons meant to hurt us. Awesome. Landon wants to lead some kind of ghost rebellion. Sounds like a super plan. And Kaz used to be an Xer. Yikes. Can we trust him? Is Landon right? I shake my head hard, hating the suspicion now curling in my gut. Kaz was the first ghost I'd met in the afterlife. So far, he's been a little dodgy, but mainly helpful. Then again, wouldn't a good spy do the exact same thing? Exhausted by all the possibilities I lean back into Rafe's chest and pull Aya closer. Rafe squeezes my shoulders and gives me a sad kind of grin. No matter what, I know for sure I can trust him, no matter what guilt he's carrying